Michigan estheticians are coming together to save their industry.
This after proposed rules were announced that they say will completely change the scope of their services. Our Jamie Sherrod in studio now with more. Jamie.
Yeah, guys, estheticians typically provide facials, dermaplaning, and more. But under these proposed rules, those services can only be done by a licensed health professional, putting the livelihood of many estheticians at risk.
We teach 3 programs: cosmetology, esthetician, and nail technician. One of our largest programs is our esthetician program.
Teresa Mosley owns Mosley School of Cosmetology in Kentwood, a place where esthetician students learn techniques to keep their clients' skin healthy and beautiful.
Some of the things that they do is like makeup applications, facials, hair removal, body waxing, tweezing.
Students dedicate 400 hours to learning about those techniques, as well as skin disorders and diseases before becoming licensed.
We want to make sure when our clients leave out of the salon that they're glowing and looking fabulous. But we can't do that with these new laws and rules that they're trying to put in place.
Those rules coming from the Michigan Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs, along with the work group of the Cosmetology Board, proposing new changes that will affect the scope of practice for estheticians. They include avoiding cutting, shaving, or removing any layer of skin or growths and possessing a blade intended for these purposes. They will no longer be able to perform services limited to the scope of practice of a licensed health professional, like microdermabrasion, dermaplaning, hydrodermabrasion, and Botox injections, which are popular services estheticians offer. They also won't be allowed to possess any devices that removes any layer of the outermost part of the skin. Services like hydrofacials, dermaplaning, chemical peels, and more.
The main part of our services, what kind of sets apart our professional treatments from, things that clients can do at home, is the exfoliation. And that's really what this proposal is trying to take away from us.
Janice Stewart is a licensed esthetician and spa owner. She says when you exfoliate the skin, you remove dead skin cells. But some of the treatments that professionals use go deeper,
so that the client can see those long-term results. And that's the main thing that we do in our facials.
She says not being able to perform those services will affect their livelihood.
This affects our income, and in turn it affects the students that are going to school, because if they want to specialize in facials, then why are they coming here to school?
Rachel Harnett is leading a group of estheticians to fight what she calls absurd changes. On Monday, they went to a state board meeting to address their concerns.
The state board was very transparent with them. They said, today there will be a hearing. You can make your comments orally or you can send your comments in. The state board did not put these new revisions in place to harm anybody. We know that. They had good intentions. They really did. But what we're asking for is, where is the data-driven reasoning behind the draft language? Why are they taking this out? Why to them is it unsafe?
We reached out to the Department of Licensing and Regulatory Affairs. In a statement, they say the proposed changes to the cosmetology general rules are currently open for public comment until 5 p.m. today, adding these are proposed changes, and all the current rules and regulations governing cosmetology license types remain in place at least until new rules are promulgated, which will take some time. The Board of Cosmetology will meet to vote on the rules prior to promulgation, which will be done at a meeting open to the public. Rachel hopes by standing up and making their voices heard, they can save their industry.
We want to make sure that these professionals can continue to do what they're doing and not be restricted.
The rules would become effective immediately after filing with the Secretary of State. For more on the proposed changes, just head to this story on our website. Reporting in studio, Jamie Sherrod, Fox 17 News.